Hi, I'm Diane Windingland with District 6 Toastmasters to talk to you today about social media for Toastmasters clubs, how you can grow your club with social media and also enhance the member experience. Now, I don't know about you, but social media can be a bit confusing. I'll never forget a few years ago when I was at a presentation on how to do social media for your business. As I was sitting there and they were telling about all the different platforms that you could do social media on, I felt a little like this guy. There were so many platforms, and this isn't even all of them. These were just some of the main platforms they talked about. And as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, this is like I am in a foreign country. There's all these terms. It's like a foreign language. Post, share, like, tweet, retweet, friends, followers, fans, group, page, timeline, feed, organic reach, going viral, tagging, hashtag. I thought, I'll never learn this all. Today, what we're going to talk about is a little bit of the why. Why would you want to do this for your club? And what are some of the common social media sites that you might consider? Then we'll take a deep dive into Facebook and look at creating a page. I'll actually walk you through some screenshots. Then some content ideas. What would you put in your social media for content? And we'll take a shallow dive into Eventbrite. So why? Why would you even bother with social media? Here's a few reasons that you could use social media for your club. You can get more club visitors as people become aware of what your club is doing, when meetings are, and that you're a fun club. You can also use it for member communication and member recognition, which can also help with retention. Not just the recognition piece, but people like to feel like they're part of a community, and this is one way you can extend that feeling of community. And there can be other reasons. In fact, you might even have personal reasons. I know that when I was looking at using social media for Toastmasters, I was also looking at using social media for my own business. And my experience in using social media for Toastmasters helped give me the skills that I could also use in my own business. But most of you are probably just interested for your club. But keep in mind, these are skills that you might use for other reasons in other organizations or in your own business as well. The common club social media sites that you're most likely to use are the following. There's Facebook, which is very general. Pretty much everybody is on Facebook. People use it for social connection and content. Then there's a LinkedIn, which is a more professional business networking site where people also look at more business content. Twitter, I'll be honest, have not done much with Toastmasters for Twitter because frankly, for a great deal of the demographic of the clubs that I've been involved in, they're older members, and I find that it's mostly more millennials that are active, people that have their own businesses. It seems to be a little bit more involved with brands, and it can also be used for microblogging, which is just writing short sentences. Meetup is something that has enabled a lot of clubs to get visitors, community clubs, and it's mostly for people looking for community within an interest area. For example, I was in a club called Humor Mill, which focused on humor, and we have a meetup site, and every now and then we would actually get visitors who were specifically interested in humor and found the club, and some of those visitors became members. YouTube, everybody knows about YouTube. It's great for short videos, and it doesn't have to be that tricky once you get the hang of it. You can actually even just record from your phone and upload directly from your phone. For example, when I was helping to promote an open house for a club, the meeting prior to our open house, I had the main speaker give me a little blurb about why they joined the club and what they would be talking about. I just recorded it on my phone and directly uploaded it to YouTube. Now you can do a little editing if you want to, which I did in that case, but all on my phone, which was an iPhone, and I used iMovie, and I just did everything from my phone. So it doesn't have to be too complicated. Then there's Eventbrite, which is great if you have a special event that you want to promote. And it's even better because if it's a free event, it doesn't cost you anything. And it's a way to capture emails of the people who register, and also you can send them emails automatically, like a reminder 2 days before the event. It can just be an automatic reminder. So these are some of the common sites you might consider, but you're probably thinking, whoa, this is way too much. And that's pretty much how I felt until I realized that I could just start with one. Starting with just one site is not as frustrating as trying to do a whole bunch at once. You may even just have one main social media site and then occasionally use another social media site. For example, I would say Facebook is the biggest one that I've used with clubs, but now and then if I have a special event that I want to promote, I will promote it to my LinkedIn network, and that can be very effective. And we've gotten visitors to clubs I've been in because I've promoted a special event that I thought my network might be interested in. But just start with one. Get reasonably good at that one, and then consider if you want to move on to other platforms. So we'll take a deep dive into Facebook. Step one is to create a Facebook page, and I'll be showing you some screenshots of creation of a Facebook page. Step two is to ask for likes. That's how you get engagement with your page. You definitely will want to ask your members especially to like the page, so if you post some information, they can share it with their network. And step three, share content regularly. You can have a Facebook page and then do nothing, and you won't get engagement. So to create a page, you go to your timeline and go to the gear icon, click on it, and then you'll get the drop down where you have the choice to create a page. You'll want to create a page type being an organization. So that's what I would suggest. Then you're going to want to choose a category. If you're a community club, community organization makes sense. Put in your club name. I actually just made up a club for this demonstration, the Best Toastmaster Club. Why not? Add a profile picture. Now your profile picture will be square. You don't have to select a square picture, but whatever you select, the central image will be square. So you upload it and you can navigate to your computer, or if you're doing it from your phone, you can upload from your phone. I selected microphone with audience, and then you'll also want to select a cover photo, which will be a skinny rectangle. So keep that in mind when you select your photo. I thought I might try this photo, and then I decided even if I repositioned it that I really didn't like it. So I clicked on a camera icon. You can do that for your profile as well to change it, and then it pops up change cover. You actually could even put a video here, but I just wanted a static photo. So then I selected another one and clicked it, and then I could reposition it. You can add a description and username. It'll give you tips. I will tell you, if you've already created a page, you may or may not be able to create a username for your page. I'll explain that a little more later. But if you've never created a page, you probably should be able to do this. So your default URL is fairly unmemorable. You do not have to do this in order for your page to work. I just suggest doing it so that you have a username and your default URL doesn't have all these numbers at the end, as you can see on this default URL. So I just picked the club's name, Best Toastmasters, and actually it's not quite the club's name, but it's similar enough. Then now I have a short and easy username, and my username is @BestToastmasters. I also suggest you might want to go to the settings area, which is at the top, and change tagging, the tagging ability to allow others to tag photos and videos. Just click the box and save your changes so that people can tag themselves and they can then have that show up on their timeline, which will give your club more visibility as well. I suggest that you assign page roles, have at least one additional administrator, and if for some reason you're not able to create a username, if it says something like it's not eligible for a username, simply adding another administrator and then having them do it seems to fix that particular problem. So I do suggest you assign at least two administrators. Note that they can do everything, including even getting rid of the page. But if you accidentally decide to delete your page, you have a couple of weeks before that becomes final, just to let you know that. I would suggest you edit the button instead of send message, maybe just to go to your website. And I picked learn more about your business and linked to the club website. So if someone sees the cover picture, they can just go to the website. Then, of course, you need to invite people to like your page. You can only invite your own friends, but once they like a page, they can invite others to like it as well. So if all of your members, or a lot of them, like your page, they can invite others as well to like, which will increase the reach of your page. You also have the option when you are creating a post to post as the page, which is the default, or if you want to post as yourself, you can select that as well. So at the top of the post where it says, you know, if you want to do a photo or video, there's a little box on the right with a drop down, and you can select a post as yourself if you don't want to post as the page. If you want to edit your page info, you can do that. You create an event all from the little drop-down box with the 3 dots. And creating events is really easy to do on Facebook. You can just put in the information, and you definitely want to post content regularly. One of the things I do is I create a recurring task in my calendar, usually the day after my club has had a meeting or an event, to update with a new post for the next meeting or event. And you can easily do that on your own time frame, but you don't have to remember, okay, I've got a post on this particular day. You can create several posts and schedule them so that you don't have to remember to do a post on a particular day if you want it to show up, you know, in a few days. Just schedule the post. And that will be right next to the publish button. There will be a drop-down box where you can do that. Another option for social media management, if you have several social media sites that you're working with, maybe your personal social media, your Toastmaster social media, is that you can use a social media dashboard such as Hootsuite, which is what I use, and it's free for up to 3 social media profiles. And it's great because it's really easy to schedule content across several platforms all at the same time. Here's an example of a scheduled post for Toastmasters. I am scheduling a post to go to my personal timeline, a group, and also the Facebook page for this particular club. And the post is Readership Toastmasters will be selecting books for the club's 2018-2019 Leadership Book of the Month. What's your favorite leadership book under 350 pages? And then you can see that I am scheduling the post for April 30th, which was a few days in the future, at 5:05 a.m. in the morning, and I have a picture associated with it. So I can save those changes, and that post will show up on April 30th. I don't have to think about doing it later. When you are creating posts on Facebook, you can edit the post after you have published it. And say you make a spelling error, which certainly can happen. I know I've made spelling errors. I'm like, shoot, I messed that up. Well, go to the three little dots on the post and you can edit your post, make the correction. You can also pin the post to the top of the page, where as other posts are created on the page, that one will stay at the top. So let's say you have a special event coming up in 3 weeks and you just want that one to show up at the top as someone visits your page in the next 3 weeks, you can pin it to the top. You can also delete posts. If somebody has posted on your page something you don't want on your page, or you posted something and changed your mind, you can actually delete it as well. So what can you post about? What are some content ideas? And this will be specific to Facebook, but you could also use in other platforms. You can promote your upcoming meetings. This is kind of a no-brainer. You can promote special events. You can have pictures of meetings and your special events. Pictures are highly engaging. And I always just do it straight from my phone, where I take a picture with my phone, go to the Facebook app on my phone, and simply upload the picture when I make a post on the page. And then you can tag people if they've allowed tagging and you've allowed tagging on your site, and that will increase engagement as well. You can have member testimonials and achievements. If you want to even from your phone record a video of a member testimonial, you don't have to upload to YouTube. You can do that straight as an upload from your phone. You can also share content from other sites, such as Toastmasters International, the district, or some other site that has something interesting about communication and leadership. What makes your club special? You can post that on your site. Maybe some inspirational quotes or interesting quotes. You could even try Facebook Live. I have not done that for a meeting yet, but I'm looking at doing that in an upcoming meeting that I'm going to where I'm speaking. If there's going to be a guinea pig, it might as well be me. Here's the shallow dive into Eventbrite. Eventbrite is an event management and promotion site where you can promote special events. I love it because it's really an easy way to share online. I think flyers are pretty old school. I mean, maybe within your meeting, but if you email someone a flyer, like really, I don't want a flyer if I want to go to something. You can give them a link to an event that they can register at. You can also, as people register, you'll capture those emails and you can send out emails to the people that have registered. There's an automatic default email, I think a couple of days before the event, that reminds them of the event. You don't even have to do anything if you don't want to. What I love is that free events are free. It doesn't cost anything, but you do have to promote your event. Just creating an event on Eventbrite probably won't get you anything. You can promote on your social media site, like on Facebook. You can promote in emails. You can make a flyer that you give to your members that has the Eventbrite URL, the website for the event, and have them share that if you like. Here's an example of a club event on Eventbrite. Humor Mill Toastmasters had a improv and stand-up comedy night. And then I uploaded actually a portion of the flyer that I used as the image. Had a little bit of a description so that people know what to expect and the details, date, time, and location. And on this example, since this was one in the past, sales have ended. But where it says details, it'll have a link to register now if this is still an upcoming event. It was very effective, though. We had a lot of people sign up. So as you can see in the middle example here, the annual stand-up comedy and improv night, we capped it out at 40, which honestly was more than the place could comfortably hold. But I know that not everyone will come that signs up. However, in this case, we had like 30 people there, so it was, for the venue we were in, it was actually packed. You don't have to feel like this, like I felt when it comes to social media with so many options. You can just start with one. Make it easier on yourself. Maybe it's not even going to be Facebook. It might be you decide that for your audience, LinkedIn is the one you want to use. Start with one, get reasonably good at that, and then occasionally maybe use another one or add a second one later. You can add Eventbrite, LinkedIn, Meetup, YouTube, and even Twitter, plus others that may come up. Social media is always changing. You can also see these slides again if you just want to see the slides without my talking at the website right here. Now I'm going to try as a live demonstration to create a Facebook page. So let me get this up here. You can see I'm using Screencast-O-Matic right now. I'm going to make this big, and then I'm going to go to Facebook, and we'll just see about creating a page. Okay, so I'm going to go to the gear icon, and I'm going to create a page. And it's going to be an organizational page. Let's say the category again is community organization, and let's call this the most awesome Toastmaster Club. Oops. And get started. Add a profile picture. So I'm going to upload a profile picture, and I had saved some things on my desktop, so I'm going to go to my desktop. Okay, we are not, oh, I am on my desktop, silly me. We'll do the microphone with audience again. Now I'm going to add a cover photo, and then I'm going to do the finish line photo. Okay. Now, I'm not going to invite my friends now, so I'm going to close that. I could publish my first post. See, it gives you tips, so I'm not going to do that yet. And my page is pretty much ready to go. So the only thing I don't like, well, for the cover photo, I wanted to reposition it. And this is a little bit, I don't want to do a video. So I'm going to just see if I can do change cover, reposition. There. Now, I can reposition that to be a little more attractive in its location, and then I'm going to save it. Now, because it didn't come up as a tip, I am betting that I cannot create a username for this, but let's see. I'm going to go to the About, and it says create page at username. I'm going to click on that, and I will just try to see if it will let me. Now, because I've created several pages as an administrator, it probably is not going to let me, but we will try. So I'm just call it Awesome Toastmasters. We'll see if it lets me. Okay, it isn't eligible to have a username. This might happen to you too. And one fix that you can do is to actually add another administrator. Now I'm in some funky, unending circle of death. Don't you hate when that happens? So I'm going to go ahead and close this out and just go back into Facebook. So this is why you really only want to do one thing at a time, because things will come up that will frustrate you. Now, if I want to go to, and this is where I'm like, my pages. So I'm going to see more. I've created like a bazillion pages. As you can see, I have a couple of fake clubs here, but I'm going to go to the Most Awesome Toastmaster Club. And I'm just gonna forget about creating a username now. if you add another administrator, they could probably create a username. So we're just not going to do that right now. You might be able to, no problem, if you've never ever created a page. So we're going to move on and go to, I'm looking at my notes here for the order that I had, is change taggings and settings. So if I go to settings, and then you can see lots of things you can change in settings. I'm going to go to tagging ability. I'm going to allow others to tag the photos, and I'm going to save that change. So now people can tag their photos. For assigning administrators, so if you look here on this left-hand side, you're going to see page roles. Click on that, and you can already see that I am an administrator. You can assign a new role to someone else that's already your Facebook friend, and then you have different categories. And administrators basically can do anything that you can do. And you might want to have at least a couple of administrators. Again, if you couldn't create the username, maybe the other administrator could. It's not critical though. So you can assign another administrator. If you want to have someone just have an editor role, they can have just that role as well. Then if I go back to the page, so some interesting things here. So here, if I want to view the page as a visitor would see it, I could actually click on that. So I've got to wait for it to load. So someone coming to my page, this is what they would see. And I see send message. Well, I'd really rather just have the website there. So I'm going to switch back to manage the page. And I am going to then, okay, a visitor. Okay, I'm trying to get back to the view. Okay, so I don't want to send a message. I actually want to edit this button. Okay, and that is not working right now to do what I want to do. Again, this is why you only have one at a time, because things happen and you are just, I do not know. So I'm just going to play around a little bit. Go to about. Again, I couldn't use the username. Edit start date. I could add the website, so maybe that's what I'll do right now. This page has a website. I'm going to go to another Toastmaster Club. I'll go to readership, and I will copy that URL and go ahead and add that as a website and save that. I don't want to really add a phone number. I could add an email, but the website is good enough. So I am not going to do anything there. I go to home. This is so annoying. Anyway, that's what it looks like to a visitor, and it doesn't seem to be working to do this exactly. But anyway, you can edit that button, and maybe if I do this, it'll do something for me. Ah, there. Ha! I just hit refresh. It's amazing how that can work sometimes. So, add a button. I am going to do that now and make it learn more about your business. It's going to be learn more. And for learn more, I'm going to do a website link. And save it. And finish it. Now it says learn more. Okay. You are going to want to ask people to like your page. So, you know, my husband is a Toastmaster, so I might invite him to like it, and then I could search for people that I want to like it, or it'll come up with some suggestions. I could see all my friends. Then it comes to, after you've gotten a few people to like it, maybe send the link to the Facebook page to your club members, have them like it. You can also make a post. Now, notice here a few things. right now, if I write a post, I'll be posting as the Most Awesome Toastmaster Club. I could also post as another page. I can post as myself. So you have the option to post as yourself if you want to. Then if I want to post, I can even, I could write something like silly post. I could add a photo or a video, and you can see some other things that you could do. But adding a photo or video would probably be, let's just say I want to do the finish line again, because that's a picture I already have. You can add the photo. Then if you want to schedule it, if you go to publish, it'll publish it right away. But if you go to this little drop-down box, you can see that you can schedule, backdate it, or save as a draft if you want to work on it later for some reason. But I might just want to schedule this for sometime in the future. Maybe I want this to come out on May 2nd, so then I can schedule it. And then it actually goes away and it tells me I have one scheduled post. So that could be something handy if you want to schedule a few posts at the same time. So this is just a brief introduction on starting a Facebook page. Hope this has been helpful.